Tombstone, Arizona Territory, July 1, 1887.
I said half in advance. I meant spending money, not this.
Do you prefer I contact someone else, Mr. Reardon? Well?
He'll be on a slab before dark tomorrow. Look, I know it ain't no business of mine, but what do you got against Hollister?
Nothing at all. I hardly know the man. I merely wanted to find out what would happen if two such men as you and Sheriff Hollister met on even terms.
You saying you want me to call him out gun to gun?
Well, I'm not paying you $500 to shoot him in the back. As a matter of fact, you're missing a golden opportunity. I saw him downstairs in the lobby just now.
You're loco, Plum, dog loco.
Well, that's the way it has to be, face to face. You do want the other half of that bill, don't you?
You want that kind of shootout, you do it yourself. Come to think of it, I don't have to shoot nobody for the other half of this bill. Unless it's you.
I underestimated you, Mr. Reardon. Of course, I'll pay you. Oh, I'm glad you came, Sheriff. I think I killed him.
I'll get back to your rooms.
He is dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead. Maybe you better tell me what happened.
Well, he forced his way into my room at gunpoint and tried to rob me. I had to do it. Poor fellow.
Well, this poor fellow just happens to be Deke Reardon, a known killer. Could be you've done the territory a favor. Could happen.
Tombstone Territory. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Doesn't look counterfeit.
Might as well be. It's not worth a nickel without the missing half. Just a piece of paper. Unless Reardon knew that he was going to get the rest of the bill.
Well, it's too late now. Just goes to prove you can't take it with you.
Harris, what do you know about Armbruster?
One of Europe's foremost journalists. Out here to do a series of articles on the American frontier. Well, you know all that. What's bothering you, Clay? Why all the questions?
Something just doesn't sit right. Reardon wasn't a thief. He was a hired gun, a professional killer.
Are you suggesting he wanted to kill Armbruster?
Could be.
Well, I've heard some wild-haired things in my day, but this one tops the list. Your own words prove you're wrong. You said that Reardon was a hired gun, right?
Right.
Well, a hired killer has to be hired. Whoever does the hiring usually has a reason for wanting somebody killed. Now, who would want to have Armbruster killed?
Whoever has the other part of this.
And the reason? Whoever this mysterious somebody is, he must have some reason.
Well, one of my customers.
All right. That judge said I was supposed to hang Sheriff, not starve to death.
All right, anything special you want?
Yeah, a hacksaw and a gun.
Will you settle for a steak? Chicken?
Fried chicken?
Fried chicken.
Harlan?
Yeah, he's hungry.
When are you taking him up to Prescott?
In the morning. Harris, will you do me a favor? Will you talk to Armbruster, kind of feel him out? If somebody has ill will against him, he'll know who.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll take him to dinner tonight, and I'll ask him if he knows who wants him dead for $500. You'll probably hear him laughing all the way here from the hotel.
All right, I'll be listening.
Thank you. That'll be all.
You know, come to think of it, there is one possibility.
You mean there is someone who might want to have you shot? Well, who, man? Who?
Well, he's threatened me repeatedly. I never imagined that...
Well, for heaven's sake, Armbruster, who is it?
Well, my foreign editor. He's warned me that he'd have me shot on numerous occasions for not honoring deadlines.
Well, right now, I don't blame him. I'll report that to Hollister.
You're quite friendly with the sheriff, aren't you?
Oh, we get along most of the time.
You know, I read an article that you did on that Harlan case. You covered it very thoroughly last September, I think.
October 3rd to 7th.
Do you think you could prevail upon the noble sheriff to let me interview the Harlan boy?
Well, I'm afraid you're a little late for that. Sheriff's leaving with him in the morning for the capital.
Well, it's still quite early. How about tonight?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Clay's funny about things like that. Boys under a death sentence. Why do you want to see him?
Well, I intend to devote a whole series of articles on the sudden and violent deaths brought about by the criminal element in your great American West.
Well, let's go. I'll ask him.
Thank you, my dear colleague.
My pleasure, my dear colleague.
Well, the first couple of times, it's kind of scary, I guess. Because you never know whether that other fella might not be a little faster than you are. But then after a while, all that scariness just goes away. Gets real easy. Gets to be just like it was nothing. Nothing at all. And I could take any of them without even trying to, because I was Top Gun. You hear me, mister? Top Gun. Nobody in this whole world can take Danny Harlan. Nobody.
Wasn't the money, was it, Harlan? You would have been the same without money, wouldn't you? You had to kill so you'd feel bigger and better than men, wiser and smarter than yourself. Isn't that the truth? You had to kill. Your miserable little ego demanded it. Isn't that right?
You let me alone. Go on, get out of here and let me alone.
What's wrong, Harlan? You afraid? Does the thought of the noose frighten you?
Shut up, will you? Will you just get out and shut up?
Don't whisper, Harlan. You're tough. You're a killer. People fear you. A man like you should roar, not whisper. You're a tiger, Harlan. You were a tiger when you were killing other men. Are you going to die like a bleating lamb?
I'll kill you. You hear me? I'll kill you.
That's it, Harlan. A tiger. Not a bleating lamb who's terrified of the butcher's steel. Die as you lived, Harlan, and 3 million people will read about your death and remember. Don't disappoint them, Harlan. Don't let them realize you were really a terrified sheep at heart who masqueraded as a tiger. We must help them believe what we want them to believe, Harlan. Don't let them down. Don't let them down.
Miles of rugged mountain country. May not be Khyber Pass, but we have a healthy respect for it.
He's right, Armbruster. I've been through that country. It's no Sunday canter in the park.
Well, a little inconvenience is a small price to pay for a good article. It'd be interesting to compare the hangings at your territorial capital with those at our prisons in England.
Look, Mr. Armbruster, it's my job to get this man to Prescott, not run guided tours. The answer is still no. I'm sorry.
Look, Sheriff. Good night, gentlemen. I'll get my sleep.
Newspaper men.
Good evening, Mr. Armbruster.
Why, Why, Dr. Froelich, this is a surprise. It's a long way from St. Louis. What brings you here to Tombstone?
You, Mr. Armbruster.
Well, surely my article on your most excellent sanitarium wasn't that bad.
Your description of the mental processes of some of my psychopathic cases was very interesting.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, so interesting that I made it a point to acquire and read more of your writings.
You flatter me.
Flattery is not my intention, Mr. Armbruster. I haven't traveled 1,000 miles for that. You made a gentleman's agreement that you would remain in my care. Since you won't help yourself, I have come to help you.
Help me?
You're a very sick man, and you're aware of your sickness. It shows like a beacon in your writing.
Look here, Dr. Froelich.
No layman could have the inside of the criminal mind, such as you described in your article, unless he himself experienced such urges and pressures.
I appreciate your concern, Doctor, but I haven't the time to discuss it now. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have things to do.
I had hoped you would be cooperative. Come back to my sanitarium and let me help you.
It's getting late, Doctor. Do you mind?
Then I will have to help you despite of yourself, Mr. Armbruster.
And what do you mean by that?
I shall be forced to have you brought there.
I'm sorry you had to say that.
Let go! Let go! What do you think you're doing?
I regret the necessity of this, Doctor. I'd regret being committed to an institution even more.
July 5, 1887. Dan Harlan started on his final journey, 300 miles, to end with a 6-foot drop through the gallows trap.
Good morning, gentlemen.
I thought I told you I didn't want you along. I meant it.
I have no doubt of that, Sheriff, but as you Americans are so fond of declaiming, this is a free country.
Well, you're persistent.
Old world tenacity, Sheriff.
All right. I guess I can't keep you from tagging along, but there's no law says I got to nursemaid you. You're on your own.
Of course.
What, he's going with us?
Like he says, it's a free country. Hold down the town. Let's go.
Well, have a good trip, men.
I fully intend to.
Oh, yeah. Swell trip.
Make it a little easier for you.
Run in front. I told you I wasn't going to nursemaid you, but you better save that. We got a long way to go to the next water hole.
You know, there's no sensation in the world like bagging your first tiger. You've never seen a Bengal tiger, have you, Sheriff?
Oh, tiger. Well, I've seen lots of mountain lions, but no tigers.
Oh, it's no comparison. In my opinion, the Bengal tiger is the king of beasts. Comparing him with an American mountain lion is like comparing a wolf to a lamb. I've always admired these wild creatures that struggle so fiercely for their freedom, preferring death to submission. No Judas goat leads them meekly to the butcher's blade. If they have to die, they die fighting. And I've known more than one that escaped what was thought to be certain death or capture.
Yeah, I suppose so. Come on, Harlan, finish it up. It's time to roll in.
You see them anywhere? They can't have strayed very far.
Yeah, over there. You get breakfast started while I round him up. Keep an eye on him.
All right. Well, are we a tiger this morning or a little lamb being led to the slaughter? Speaking of tigers, they need claws, don't they? Well, I'm waiting for your answer.
I ain't no stinking sheep, mister. You just let me get my hands on that gun, I'll show you what I am right off.
I might do that, under certain conditions.
You funning me. Maybe I ain't so smart, mister, but I ain't loco neither. You let me alone, you understand? You just let me alone.
You stupid little swine, keep your mouth shut and listen. That's better. Much better. One bullet. Make it count. You'll have money, a horse, and be over the border before the authorities know of your escape.
All that money in one little piece of paper.
Beat Hollister and you'll get the rest. If you lose, it won't matter.
I ain't gonna lose, because I've been practicing drawing from the belt since I was 10.
Here, take it. That one bullet must get Hollister if you want to escape the rope. Remember that. If he lives, nothing can save you.
Well, he ain't gonna live. And you can bet on that.
You might say I already have. Now make it look convincing. You're a tiger, Harlan, remember? A tiger.
Yeah, that's right. Tiger. What are you waiting for, Sheriff? Come on in. We got a little talking to do.
You haven't got a chance, Harlan. I got the horses and the key to your leg iron. You're playing a losing game. Now let Mr. Armbruster go and pitch the gun.
Ha! I got nothing but a noose waiting for me. No matter what happens, I can't be no worse off. I'll make a deal with you.
We fight it out, man to man. I'll put my gun in my belt, then you step out and we draw, even. What about it, Sheriff? You got the nerve to try me?
All I gotta do is wait, Harlan.
Well, what about the newspaper gent? You forgetting him? I got a hanging out already, so it ain't gonna hurt me none if I blow his head off. Make up your mind, Sheriff.
All right, turn him loose.
You let go of me, Sheriff.
Harlan's gun in his belt?
It's in his belt.
All right. I'm coming out.
Go ahead. Make your play.
Is it bad?
No, it's just bloody. How about him?
Dead.
What happened, Armbruster? Seems like you gave him his chance to die a little sooner.
For the life of me, I couldn't say. One moment I was walking past him, the next he had my throat in a death grip, and my gun in his hand. Let's get that wound dressed.
There's some bandages in my saddlebag.
What is it, Sheriff?
Who did you expect to get killed, Armbruster? Or didn't it matter to you?
I'm afraid I don't follow your meaning.
I wasn't altogether wrong about Reardon up in your hotel room, was I? Who was he supposed to kill to get this half?
You, Sheriff. Nothing personal, of course. It was just a matter of observation, so that my writings could have that touch of realism for which they're so famous.
You'd pay to have a man killed just so you could watch it and then write about it?
Of course. But in doing so, I bring this moment of torment. Vicariously, of course, to 3 million readers, a fitting tribute for any man.
Well, it's too bad they won't be able to read your account of your own hanging.
I'm sorry, Sheriff, but I have other plans. First, I had to kill Reardon, then Dr. Froelich.
Dr. Froelich?
Oh, yes, I'm sure his body's already been found in an alley in Tombstone. Now, Sheriff, it's your turn. I'll say goodbye. It is mortal, isn't it?
I'd say so.
One might talk about observation. If I'd been a true student of the West or of gunfighters, this would never have occurred.
How do you figure?
That other gun you wear, I thought it was just a spare or perhaps for show. I standing with a revolver in my fist. I never could have believed you would have outdrawn me with your left hand.
That's my business. Yours was writing.
Yes, and I had a great many things wrong, it seems. You know, I have no difficulty at all in speaking and no great sensation of pain. Just a growing weariness. Not very much to write about, after all.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.